want you to try something right now with me and think of a sentence in your mother tongue. Anything of your choice. Got it? What? Now tell me very honestly, how long did you think of in English version? 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds maybe, just to translate from Hindi to English or from mother tongue to your English. And if there was even a small gap between your thought and the English sentence, that gap is exactly what we are fixing today. And here is why you need to stay till the end of the video, because that gap is the reason many people stay silent in meeting, hesitate during interviews, and avoid speaking opportunities, and watch others get noticed despite having the same knowledge. I cannot tell you how many participants I have met who have completed 2, 3, and sometimes even 4 English speaking courses and still feel they are stuck somewhere. And every time I ask what those courses focused on, and the answer is usually the same: grammar topics, vocabulary lists, and written exercises. And here is the uncomfortable truth: none of that builds your fluency, because fluency is not built by studying English. It is built by using it in your day-to-day life. And today I am going to show you the habits that actually you do that. And the best part, not one of them cost a rupee. Hi, I am Dr. Sangeeta Kumar, TEDx speaker, author of 2 books, ICF certified coach and corporate trainer, and I have trained more than 1 lakh job professionals across India. And my students today are working at Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Deloitte, and many other top-notch organizations. I have worked with professionals across India, and this is exact gap: understanding English perfectly but hesitating to speak it, and is one of the most common things that I see regardless of how educated someone is. And if this sounds like you, stay till the end, follow all the instruction whatever giving in throughout the video, and don't forget to subscribe this channel, because fluency is built through your consistency, and I share something useful like this every week. By the end of this video, you have 5 simple daily habits, because habits bring a change and each one takes only a few minutes, but together they help you build real everyday confident English fluency. And before we begin, I want you to remember something very important, and this is the need of the hour to improve your spoken English. It says absolutely nothing about your intelligence or knowledge. It's about how you practice. And some of the sharpest professionals I have trained have struggled with exactly what I'm speaking about. And this is not your intelligence gap, it's a skill gap. And skills can always be improvised. So let's start with the biggest mindset that shifts you what you need or what you require right now. A few years ago, I had 2 participants in the same corporate training batch, and both had similar technical knowledge. Both were hardworking, both were having good attitude and capable, but there was one difference. And the first participant spoke confidently, whereas the another one was not having that confidence because of not perfect English, not flawless grammar, but he spoke. And when I observed the second participant, he was having good knowledge of grammar, he was good at English knowledge, and he stayed quiet while the turn came for speaking, and he kept waiting until English became perfect before he speaks. So now guess who was noticed by the visiting client? Of course, the first one, because he believed in taking an action. Whereas the another one, the other participant, he was just thinking of that he will start speaking when he has the perfection. And the day never happened. Because communication is not a grammar completion, it is a connection tool. People notice the person who communicates ideas, the opportunities when come, he take the advantage of it, not the person just evaluate it based on the grammar. So please write this down. Fluency is not perfection. Fluency is the ability to communicate your thought without stopping to translate. And once you understand this very small rule, everything starts changing. But that brings us to the next question. If fluency is so much important, so why don't most English courses fix it? Here is the simple answer. Most courses teach you about English, the language. They don't make you speak English. And this is what the difference here. Think about it in this way. You can read 10 books about swimming. You can watch 50 videos about swimming. You can memorize each and every step of what are the techniques of swimming, but until you deep dive into the water, you cannot swim. English works exactly in the same way, and fluency is built through your output. So speaking, writing, expressing your thoughts, not input alone. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. But ma'am, I have tired speaking and I still make mistakes. Yes, of course, you will. You are a human. To err is a human. And you will continue making mistakes for some time. But not always. This is not a failure. This is the process, and you're one step ahead of anybody else who is still stuck at their own position. Children don't become fluent because they speak perfectly. They become fluent because they try, they speak consistently. And this is what is very important. And remember this, you cannot learn to swim by reading or watching a video. It's about that how you take an action. So similarly, it is implied with the English language. So what should you do instead? Let's go into the 5 habits that I have spoken previously that really work. Let's take habit number 1 and 2 together. This will ease your task. So train your brain to think anything in English. And the first habit is incredibly simple. Spend 10 minutes every morning or any time in a day thinking in English as you are getting ready, narrating your daily routine. I'm brushing my teeth, I'm taking bath, I'm finishing my morning chores, and I have 2 meetings today. I have to finish this task by the end of the day. Don't worry about sounding something sophisticated. The goal is not impressive English. The goal is direct English, that you are using the English words very repeatedly. And the second habit is your shadowing. So choose a short piece of English content. Maybe it can be your podcast or any YouTube video or any TED talk or any documentary or any conversation in English, and listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat it exactly the speaker has said. Match their rhythm, match their speed, match their pronunciation, and you are not just learning words, you are training your mouth muscles. and your ears to hear your words, that how you are going with the accuracy while speaking. So your efforts is like imitation what this other speaker has already spoken. And once you imitate, this will bring a drastic change you will find by the end of the day. And this way, your brain becomes fluent in whatever it practices most often. Because this is what you are training your brain, you are strengthening your brain muscle. And the next is your habit number 3, speak out loud every day. And it is like the riyaz in music. So the more you speak, you will strengthen your mouth muscle. So this is very important, that how you are opening your epiglottis, your other palate, your tongue, you are using teeth, the other part of your mouth while speaking. Even if you are alone, many people read English in their heart. This is not the right way. And very few actually speak. And English is all about that. And the language learning is all about that, how you hear your sound, and it is bringing the same clarity. So this is very important. So start with simple. Today was a busy day. I completed an important task at work. I also had 2 or 3 meetings in between, and my colleague has helped me to complete my project. And one thing I want to improve tomorrow is managing my time in a better way. This is very small paragraph, and you repeat it and speak aloud so that you can hear it. Here, no audience, no pressure of your accuracy, just practice. In fact, one participant I trained started doing the same while making tea every morning, 5 minutes. It's not about you are devoting much time. Within a month, she noticed something surprising, and during work calls, her brain started switching to English faster without conscious effort. This is how you are strengthening your mouth muscles and your brain muscles. You are training both of the muscles together. Please remember this line: 15 minutes of active speaking daily does more than 3 hours of your passive study and your practice. So it's very important. So now let's make English important of your normal life. Let's come to the next habit together, 4 and 5. Habit number 4 is very simple. Replace one daily activity with English thinking. Maybe your commute, maybe your evening walk, maybe while cooking, or maybe while waiting in a queue. So use that time to observe and think in English. So whatever comes in your mind, so you are not translating, you are rehearsing. So describe like people, describe situation, describe your plans, and make English a living language in your mind, not a subject in a notebook that you study very often. So now the last habit is habit number 5, and this is my favorite one. Never translate, describe instead. And this is where many people get stuck. They forget one word and immediately switch languages. It's okay. So instead, you can explain the idea. Suppose one word is not hitting in your mind at that point of time, just you describe that word in your own sentence. This is what that you can follow it. For example, imagine you forget the word umbrella, and instead of saying umbrella, so what you can replace? It is the thing we use when it rains. So yeah, I was carrying that. The conversation continues and your confidence stays intact and your fluency keeps moving forward. So instead of getting stuck at one point, you are moving forward. So here is the formula, what makes you to remember. Thinking in English, shadow content, speak out daily, never translate, describe instead. These are the simple formulae that can transform your fluency faster than most people expect. And now let's make sure you are actually practicing in the right way. Let's do a quick exercise together right now. Come on, look around and for the next 30 seconds, describe what you can see in English and speak out loud. Nobody is going to judge you, not in your head, not in your heart. Speak up so that you can hear your sound. And notice where you hesitate. Notice where your words, you are finding the words are difficult, and you notice where your brain pauses. Those pauses are valuable. They are showing you exactly what to improve the next. And here is another habit. And I strongly recommend record a 2 minute of voice note in English every evening or morning, anytime where you find it. Talk about someone, talk about something you learned, talk about your plans, and then listen to it back. And you will quickly notice the pattern. And one more thing at the last, start listening to English content without subtitles. At first, it feels uncomfortable. It's okay. You are training your ear muscles, and stronger listening skills always support stronger speaking skills. So remember, improvement becomes much faster when practice becomes specific. Now, before we finish, I want you to share something, and this is really very close to my heart. Even today, these are words and phrases that don't come naturally to me on the first try. And you know what I have learned so far? I have learned to keep going on. If I can't find a word, I describe around. I don't stop. I don't panic. I don't apologize for existing. I just go with the flow and continue my communication. And honestly, almost nobody notices, because this is in my mind, not in there. So we are far more critical of our own English than anyone listening to us. So many people watching this video are carrying unnecessary pressure, and you think every sentence must be perfect. There should not be any space for this perfection word. So every word must be correct, every pronunciation must be flawless, but communication doesn't work that way. So people remember your confidence, people remember your clarity, people remember your ideas, that how you express, and they rarely remember small mistakes of yours. So please stop judging yourself so harshly. So don't be rude to yourself. Your English doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful enough to open every day you want to walk through. So if there is one thing I want you to remember from today's video, it is this. What? Fluency is not something you wait for. It is something you build. One conversation, one practice session, and one habit at a time. And remember this powerful line: the day you stop waiting to be fluent and start speaking anyway is the day your English actually starts improving. So now tell me in the comments here, which of the 5 habits that I have explained that you are going to start today, right now, and come back in a month and tell me how it went and it worked for you. I genuinely want to know. And if you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Fluency is a journey, not a switch, and let this channel be part of that journey with you. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you. That's all for the day, and I wish you happy learning. Thank you.